see the details is one of the best things photographers can do to find unique images. This isn't macro photography. You can look for the picture within a picture and find the beauty in the simple things. When photographers use this technique, other people start to say to them, "How did you see that? You have such a good eye." This is one of my favorite tools in my photography toolkit. Start with a scene and capture an image. Move closer and capture another image. Look for the picture within a picture, and you can find some beautiful photos that you previously walked past. This technique can be used anywhere. Feel free to move around the subject while looking for something that catches your eye. Some things might not seem interesting at first, but when you look closer, you might see things you missed. You can actually use this technique with any lens you have. You just want to keep getting closer and closer and looking for the picture within a picture. But it is helpful to be able to get close and look at the minimum focusing distance of your lens. There are advantages and disadvantages of different types of lenses. A simple 50mm lens is great for detail shots for a number of reasons. It has a standard field of view which is similar to what you see with your eyes. 50mm lenses can often focus quite close, and the closer you get to your subject, the blurrier the background will get. 50mm lenses are usually small and easy to handle, and great for finding and capturing details. But don't discount wider lenses. They can often focus close as well. The thing that is more difficult with wider lenses is isolating your subject against the background. But just like all lenses, the closer you get to your subject, the more the background will be out of focus. So one of the things you can do is don't have a foreground and background in your image. Just capture flat objects, like this image which was captured with a 24mm lens. I am always on the lookout for patterns that can fill my frame, and something that can break up the pattern and draw the viewer's attention. A 70 to 200mm lens is a great lens for picking out the details. This lens can really isolate the subject from the background. Longer focal lengths allow you to pick out details that may be further away. These lenses also compress the objects in your image so they look like they are closer together. This focal length is one of my favorites for zooming in tight, and different versions of this lens will allow you to focus closer. For example, the Nikon 70 to 200 FL version will focus down to 1.1 meters or 3.6 feet, while the older version will focus down to 1.4 meters, which is 4.6 feet. That extra 30 centimeters or 1 foot can really make a difference when you're trying to get close. You can really use any type of lens that you own for details. Even longer telephoto lenses are great for picking out those details, whether those details are far away or closer to the camera. My 600mm f4 lens has a minimum focusing distance of 4.4 meters or 14.4 feet, but it is capable of capturing images like these raindrops on cement. These were captured at that minimum focusing distance. And the longer the lens, the more compression you will have in your image. You can isolate a subject and even create out of focus blurs in the foreground to add to your composition. And you don't have to show the whole subject for someone to know what it is. And there really is beauty in the closer details. Although you don't have to use a macro lens, they are great for isolating details because they allow you to get incredibly close to your subject. Macro lenses open up a whole new world of details that you just can't capture otherwise. At really high magnification, there is very little depth of field. So you can look for lines or patterns and be aware of how the background can enhance your image, like the difference between this image and this image. A slight shift to one side can make a huge impact on your photograph. Of course, you can also use the background to help give your image context, or just getting closer than people are used to seeing things photographed. Here you can see that I have a very simple subject on a rainy day, just a chain on top of a metal box which has been collecting some rainwater. But like I said, with a macro lens, there are beautiful photographs everywhere you look. But remember, the lens that you use doesn't need to matter. Give it a shot and try to capture a picture. Get closer and capture another photo. Find something in your original composition that catches your eye and get close and close and closer. Look for that picture within a picture. Here's an example of a scene which might not seem interesting, People walk past without giving it a second look. But there are some interesting images everywhere. Remember, you can move around and change your perspective. Explore with your camera. It isn't just about getting closer and stopping there. Explore the different parts of the scene. Get down low. It doesn't matter if the images are great or not. You're just trying different angles and compositions and trying some different things out, where you might find something that doesn't work, or maybe you start to find something that does work and you try a couple different things. Like here, I like this composition, so I played around a bit and explored the different images that were there. It's kind of like you are sketching with your camera. You're trying out something with light strokes like an artist might do. Don't worry if the pictures aren't great. Just try something and change your angles. Move in and around your subject, and don't be afraid to try something new. Thanks so much for watching. If you like the content I'm creating, please consider subscribing.